There we go. We're in business.
Thank you, sorry.
You good? Mr. Strong, if you would like to take the podium.
Or just come up to the seat. You're fine
Oh.
coming up to the,
You're good.
whatever you're comfortable with.
We just
Dan.
gavelled in, so. Dan said he has a really long one.
Make sure the notes state that Emily was tardy.
Well, I'm guessing between Mr. Zawadzki's and mine, it'll be about 15 minutes maybe.
All right.
So we'll try to keep it brief. So anyway, as you all know, that Mr. Zawadzki was not able to be here this evening, and he previously sent out an email for the council to review what he wanted to cover at the retreat. So basically, I'll just touch upon those briefly and give you the opportunity to ask any questions if you'd like, and I'll do my best to answer those. And I did get some updates from Mr. Zawadzki before he left, just so I understood what he was looking for. So as you noticed, one of the first things that he did, was he took a different approach this time, and I think it was a very well done approach as opposed to looking for strengths and weaknesses and some of the things that's been done in the past. And so the first thing he touched upon was the right-of-way permits and how they seem to be working very well. As all of you know, with some of the boring that's been done within the town's been able to recoup those costs and will continue to do so. And it also allows some of the concerns with the neighborhoods and things in regards to making sure their yards get fixed and all that getting done, that we actually have some clout with the bond and insurance and some of those things to make sure that all gets taken care of. And I think one thing he was very proud of by that revenue coming into the planning department, as he noted there, that 3 out of 4 years, he's been able not to be a financial drain on the town, and it's nice to see, that that department meets their budget and exceeds it a lot of times from a revenue standpoint. So it's worked out very well. Moving on to the new permitting system, which is the SDL. So they continue to improve the system, and as Mr. Zawadzki noted there, they still have some issues with it, but even as of yesterday, got to make sure I get my dates right, yesterday there had been some additional improvements, and I think it's gradually getting there. And I think it's a lot of it is every community is a little bit different and how they work with some of the GIS systems and some of those things, and it's just trying to get that data downloaded, and then also to figure out how Mr. Zawadzki and Jelena would like the permit process to look like and what those permits look like. But it seems to be coming along, and I'm sure they'll get there over time, but it's going to take a little while longer, but they're making a lot of headway on it. I think moving on to item number 3 had on here was the hiring of a consultant, and that's basically being driven by the requirements from the MS4 and some of the IDEM and state mandates revolving around the MS4. And as noted in there, we've been co-permits with the county as long as I can remember, and they've done a nice job of helping work through this process with their consulting firm. But as we all know, there comes a time that consulting firm, I'll answer questions for a while, but after a while, they're like, well, if we're going to continue to answer those questions, we should get compensated for that. And it appears like with most things, it's not moving fast enough, knowing there's more mandates coming down from the state by the end of this year. I think it's getting a comfortability that if IDEM would come in the future and they do their inspections and things, that Mr. Zawadzki would feel comfortable that he has things in place from a permitting and understand the process, and have someone he can rely upon to help him create this and make sure that he's compliant with the town of Cicero. So he's looking for, that dollar amount, someplace to be in that $15,000 to $20,000 range. Not looking for it this year, but to put in his budget for next year if the council would be agreeable to that when he presented his budget. So.
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll have a better idea of our financials about midway through the year. So.
And as he noted, we were fortunate at the last 2 audits where they went around and looked at all of our buildings and everything else, that we did past those, but it continues to evolve around stormwater and MS4. And then the last thing that he had there was membership dues. So he works a lot with White River Alliance, and they do a lot of the MS4 training as well as stormwater training. And in the past, I believe you can help me with this, and I think he probably talked to you about it, but I think they were charging it for participation of $500 fee, and I think they raised that to $3,000. And so he was able to talk to them this year, and they did not charge any extra, but their expectations next year, they would like to be compensated for $3,000 is what their membership would be to the White River Alliance to continue to supporting and working with the town of Cicero. So that's why he put a placeholder in there of $2,500 additional. And certainly if he wouldn't use it, he would use any of that was left over for some of his training that he's continuing, ongoing training.
What kind of training does he get through that group, did you say?
They help him with stormwater, and then also they help him with the MS4. And some of the things out of the Stormwater Board and MS4, you have to have ongoing training. And he's able to utilize them for some of his training, as well as what they do for training counts for training on behalf of the town as well. So you probably saw the signs that we had out here that stood up right in the entranceway here a couple of meetings, and some of the literature that were there. So they provide all those things for ongoing training, which you know, we do have to do ongoing training. Other questions or thoughts? But other than that, I think things seem to be going well in the plan department and continuing to move forward. And as you well know, Mr. Zawatsky does his best to continue to do his ongoing training and get additional certifications on behalf of the town and himself. So
I think Frank's doing a really nice job.
I do too. He seems to have a lot of respect interacting with people even when they disagree.
Yep. No, I do get very positive feedback on Frank from interactions with residents.
well, I can say his first approach is I'll always go talk to someone and try to iron out the issue, and last resort is any action that he would have to take. And he does a very nice job of meeting with everyone and having those discussions, and most of the time they come to an agreement, and things move on from there.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Very people orientated from that aspect.
Absolutely.
And this, go ahead.
So the 2,500 he mentions is actually going to be 3,000.
Well, no, he's
Yes, 500.
keeps 500 in his budget, so he's looking for an additional
Okay.
2,500,
Okay.
just to make sure that, whatever they require, that he would have that in his budget next year
Okay.
to benefit him with the White River Alliance. Mr. Everett, you had a question there, I'm sorry.
Our new online system, SDL.
Yes.
We collect our fees and payments through that system,
Yes, they can.
so they can pay there, or they can come in and pay, or.
That's correct. So this is where I get a little confused which is which, but you have a system in your office and they have a separate system in their office, but yes, you can pay online.
Well, I was coming to you, Rhonda, next to see if that's working okay when they do pay online.
It's relatively new, but like Alphonse said, we haven't had any issues with it.
Okay.
And then I think the other thing, so I think there was a question about the $15,000 to $20,000 where that number came from. So Mr. Zawatsky did reach out to an engineering firm that, he's sort of been working with the county and just sort of said, can you give me a range if you consult with us, and this is like for what that to look like. That's where he got that $15,000 to $20,000 number. Needless to say, he'd have to get quotes and things, so that could be less or in that range, but he felt comfortable saying that's the range that he would need for a consultant. And I think the other piece of that is just making sure that he meets all the legal requirements from the NS4 as well, so.
Anybody else have anything for Mr. Zawatsky's representation?
I, just, again, I really like what the details he put on this report. And then I just asked him for one other piece of information for future retreats.
Sure. I think that was a good ask. And as Mr. Zawalski stated there, he enjoys working for the town and looks forward to working with the town for many more years and working with the council and the department heads. So.
Awesome. Those are the type of people we want around.
Certainly.
Well, thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Mr. Zawatsky's representation. Mr. Strong, if you could step to the podium, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening, council. So for me, it's a little bit different than it is Mr. Zawatsky and some of the other department heads because, you know, one of the things in the position I am as project coordinator, I can't say that I really ever have any needs or wants. So, you know, for me to walk in and say, these are something I'd like to see in the budget or something I want in the budget, I really don't have any of those things. I think, you know, my life sort of revolves more around what the council wants and what the community wants from this position. It's not directly of what Dan Strong would like, but more what the expectations from the council and I think the residents of the community. So with that being said, I don't have that list, if you will, and I tried to avoid coming back with, you know, spelling out the things I've done in the past and some of those things, but I think, you know, one of the things I can share with you is you know, took this position in 2022, and we had a lot of projects going at that time, and I came off the council at that particular time with all those projects that we felt that, you know, in speaking to the council members at that particular time, that, you know, that continuity of keeping some of the projects moving forward, because at that particular time, you know, we had the wastewater treatment plant we were working on. We were looking for additional water sources, potential of a new water plant. We were talking about the NRG property. We had some new development and all those exciting things going on. So that's sort of how I sort of landed in this position. And I think probably most of you knew that, but I thought, you know, I would touch upon that to sort of say how I got in this position to start with. So I think, you know, the thing that I did, you know, from the start, I think when I stepped in the position, you know, my goal was, as I mentioned earlier, was always to support all of you in whatever way I could, to try to make all your lives easier and to make a difference every day, that when I show up to the office that I'm making a difference in the community and hopefully making a difference for all of you. It was also to be a resource for all of you, the department heads, the residents, the businesses, and assist with the day-to-day operations of the town as needed. So that's sort of, you know, how I've tried to handle things over the last, you know, I guess it's been over 3 years now, and I think when I
you're on 5, aren't you?
But, you know, I think when I originally stepped in the position, I thought I was going to be in it in 3 to 6 months. Boy, did that change. And so, but, you know, I want to share with you, I feel that we have great department heads. They are great to work with, and, you know, all of them are very knowledgeable in what they do. The thing that, you know, from this council's perspective, and that's certainly not saying anything in the councils in the past, but all of you are very engaged with the department heads as your liaisons. I know you talk to them quite often, which is, you know, great to hear from them, and they certainly respect that. But also, I know you're very engaged within the community, and I think that's a huge plus for all of you, that you have that engagement within the community. Certainly makes all of our jobs easier. I know it makes the department heads' jobs easier, and it certainly makes my role a lot easier. So, you know, some of those things, that helps all of us. And, you know, from council's perspective, you do lead, and that's very important for all of us, and you do a nice job with that.
Thank you for that. And as far as your job description goes, I'm sure I'm not speaking alone here, but I think you far exceeded any expectation that anybody had of what you would do in this role. So thank you very much. I've told you this before, but you're such a critical part of this team. I don't even know how we do this without you.
Well, thank you.
So, no, thank you. So, I mean, it means a ton. It really does.
I appreciate that. That means a lot, you know. It's because, you know, I enjoy what I do, and I do it because, you know, I do enjoy it, at least most of the time. There's always those little things as the council faces periodically too, so I can't stand up here and say it's 100% of the time, but, you know, I appreciate your kind words.
No, absolutely, Dan. We appreciate you.
So I don't think I really had anything else. I think at this point I'll answer any questions or anything you see that you would like, or anything I can do different, or, but
It's amazing. He
I
has-
don't even know how to get, sorry.
I mean, how do we not have a request for any budgetary?
So I guess my request, Dan, would be any complaints, any and all complaints, just go to your doorstep.
okay.
I know we can't take votes in this, but I think at the next meeting, I'm just joking.
Sure, I understand.
You manage everything. You do a fantastic job. I agree with Joe. We wouldn't be where we are without your efforts and the time that you put in and your leadership and guidance. So, thank you. The community's changing, and it's because of the efforts that you, and many others, but that you lead. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, I have to thank all of you for allowing me to do what I do.
Well,
So, you know, it certainly makes it a lot easier that you give me the latitude that you do, and, you know, the things that sometimes I can handle the day-to-day things, you know, on the limited basis, but you give me that flexibility as well as some of the other things I do, and it certainly makes it easier for me, and I'd like to think it makes it easier for the department heads when I interact with them, so thank you for that.
the time that you put in doing your stuff and what it takes off of our plate, at least what it takes off of my plate, it allows me to go out and do the stuff in the county that I feel needs to be done for our long-term future, and I wouldn't be able to do that without somebody behind the scenes doing what you do. And I think it's gonna pay off in a big way, and I think it'll pay off in a big way soon, so.
Wow.
I don't know what else to say.
Well, I can tell you that I probably almost on an average of once, and some weeks more, a week come to Dan for help, or guidance, or direction, and he's always willing to help. Never says no, and it's very much appreciated, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I certainly didn't come here for you all to compliment me, but I appreciate the kind words, so that was not my intent, so.
You always go above and beyond, you keep us informed, and we never have to worry about anything that you're handling because you take care of it. And your people skills are absolutely impeccable. I wish I had such great people skills, but you are so appreciated, and I know you make all of our jobs easier, as well as all the department heads and the employees. To have that rapport is so important.
No,
Thank you.
And just having the confidence you put in me, knowing you're back there, when somebody like Mark Harebrant says, well, hey, can I just call Dan about this? It's like, absolutely, you know. And I have no qualms about even asking you about it, because I know you're gonna handle it. So, I don't know what, I mean, I know we're giving you a lot of positive feedback. I don't know what else to give you, Dan. I mean, you're fantastic.
Well,
That's the only way
thank
know
you,
to
I
say it.
appreciate that, so.
Yeah, Dan, I can't echo everything, everything everybody says, it's fantastic, and I think I bug you multiple times a week, every week, so appreciate that. I think everything we're all dealing with right now, it's just gonna continue to get busier, right? And I look at you as someone who has probably the best visibility amongst all of us into kind of what's happening across the different departments, and so if you can continue to give us feedback in terms of, maybe I think something's really important right now, but maybe because of other things that are happening, we need to, pause on that or wait or whatever. I think I respect your input and would encourage you to give all of us that input, because, we each interact with certain departments more than others, and so we don't good job of it now, and I would just say I would love more of it because I can't see everything you see
Okay.
because you're in there every day, and so
Well,
yeah.
on top of that, you have relationships that I
Yeah.
don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a critical piece of making this work. So I've tried to build all those relationships, but there's certain people where they're gonna gravitate towards you, and I'm great with it, so.
Okay.
It's everything you do is fantastic. And so
Well, I appreciate the
when you
feedback.
bring advice and thoughts to us, I mean, it's really well received, and so don't hesitate to bring us more of it.
Now, if there is one criticism, you can push back on us more. I mean, if I'm doing something stupid, tell me I'm doing something stupid. You don't have to be nice about it.
Okay.
you know.
I hope all the kind words and that you've heard tonight. I know he's been telling me for some time he's thinking about dialing back and retiring, and oh, it just breaks my heart. But I'm hoping that everything they've said encourages you. Dan's been my rock since I started in my position, and we do grants together. We do LTAP stuff together, minutes. I always run them by him first. The very first set of minutes I did, I said, hey, I'm kind of nervous about these. Do you mind reading them over? He's done that. It's 7 years since that day. Every set of minutes, he's like, and he's so kind. How about if, did you see this? How about if we, what do you think about this? And you're so gracious when you offer your suggestions. I'm like, oh yeah. And sometimes I just totally forget minutes. I'll say, I'll go back and get it. He's like, now what did you really mean here? He's so kind. I would be lost without you, and
Thank you.
you do such a wonderful job. And I've never seen you lose your cool. I've never seen you say anything derogatory, heard you say anything. I just think you're one of a kind, and we're so blessed to have you, and you know how much I love you. So,
Bottom line, just know
Feelings are mutual.
nobody's taking you for granted. I mean, that's it.
That's right.
You
Well.
truly are the most critical piece to our success, I think.
You're here.
in
Well,
Cincinnati.
thank you. And I appreciate the feedback, and, certainly we'll work on that, trying to make sure that,
Criticism, man.
Oh, no.
It was to say, bring us more of your thoughts, because we need it.
well,
And there's so much value when you give us, when you share your visibility with us, there's so much value in it. So, never hesitate, we'll take as much of that as you can share with us.
I want to share with you, I never take those things as criticism. I always take them as an opportunity to do a little bit better and try to improve. So I appreciate any comments like that, so certainly. But, you've certainly all made this position a lot easier for me, and like I say, I think we all make a great team, and again, I'll emphasize that, we have great department heads, and I'll be the first to admit them that, as I've told you many times, that if you mention something and I bring it up, it can be as simple as putting a flag on the pole out here. All I had to do was notice it. I said something to Jimmy, and it wasn't very long. He coordinated with the fire department. We have a new flag and a new rope up. So they just, seem to want to do their jobs and help make the town a better place. And I think they all do a nice job, as well as all of you do. So
100%. We've got a well-oiled machine right now. I mean, it's just, it makes it a lot easier, especially with what we've been dealing with and will continue to deal with, not having that on our plate.
So I'll share with you, I always enjoy our conversations when we all have anytime I have an opportunity to speak to any of you, and feel free to call me anytime and chit chat about anything, but I do always enjoy the conversations, and hopefully I'm able to help you, but I'll share with you, I always learn something new from each of you when we have those conversations. So,
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
For both of you. You made something about him not billing the town for stuff. Is he not taking his full hourly wages, or is he not entering hours, or do we need to put him on salary to make sure?
I'll have to get back with you on that.
Okay.
Oh, there's no way he puts down all his hours.
I know.
I just didn't want that on recording.
I know, but we need to correct that and stop allowing him to get away with that.
I've mentioned it many times. He turns in his time card. I'm like, Dan. He's like, no, he says sometimes I'm doing plan stuff. Sometimes
Are we messing up your taxes at the end of the year by paying you, or
strongly
what?
encourage
pardon me?
him.
Are we messing up your taxes at the end of the year by paying you, or what?
He's,
You're just too kind.
he's too generous.
Yeah, we'll fix it one
Well,
way or another.
So,
He
I wanna
told me
be
as long as he
fair.
gets his
I-
dry cleaning paid
I try to
for,
be
he's good.
fair with what, yeah, that was what my original say, I just wanted
That's
to
what he
cover
told
my
me,
dry
just so you pay
cleaning
from a
bill.
dry cleaning, that's all he
So-
ever wanted from me, and I was okay with that at first, but
So I always wondered how his shirts were always pristine.
dry cleaning. Just so I pay for his dry cleaning, that's all he needed. I feel stupid saying it. But that's what he said.
Never a wrinkle on his shirt.
Never.
Well, I paid for them, they're very nice.
Well, I think that's all I had, and again, thank you all for your kind words.
Thank
It's
you.
greatly
Let us-
appreciated, and that means a lot, I hope you understand that, so thank you.
Let us know what we can do to help as
Please.
well.
Okay,
Don't, you know, if there are issues that you need a front runner, Joe's always your man.
okay,
So,
I got it.
No, I'm here as well, I'm here as well, so.
Well, I hope you all know enough that if there's an issue that I think you know about, you'll be the first to hear about it, and especially if it's a department and I know something about it and I feel you need to know, I hope you all understand, I would certainly keep you informed.
Just if there's something ugly, don't hesitate to throw any of us out in front to
Oh, yeah.
stop it, so.
Well,
Big shoulders, we can handle it.
if that ever happened, you'll know in advance that it's coming, because I would never let the bus run over you without telling you that you either needed to get out of the road or be prepared, so,
Well, Dan, thank you very much.
no, thank you. Thanks again,
Thank you.
that's all I had. Appreciate the
Thank
time,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Not, I'll entertain a motion to close the retreat. Adjourn.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?